Shut up and sit down.
Hey guys, welcome back. So today's look is going to be a deep smoky forest green eye and some huge false lashes. I mean, these babies are huge. Wow. But I used all drugstore products and I enjoy getting requests so I can step out of my comfort zone. So if you want to see how I got this smoky forest green eye, then keep watching. Alright, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to mix two primers because that's how I roll. I've got the NYX Photo Loving Primer. This is the Studio Perfect Anti-Redness, so it's a green primer. And the L'Oreal Magic Lumi Light Infusing Perfector Primer. I'm just going to put a little bit of both of those on my hand. And then I'm going to mix them together. The Magic Lumi one is like really glowy and runny. I don't recommend the Lumi primer if you are oily because I have dry skin and as you can see I am definitely dewy right now. I wanted to use all drugstore makeup today. It kind of challenges me to go through things in my collection that I don't otherwise use. And I know that I do use a lot of luxury brands and high-end brands, so I wanted to kind of make it a point to not. I wanted to do a little bit of color correcting. So this is an Almay duo and it's called Light. It just says Almay and it says Light. But there's like a salmon color in here. And I'm going to put that under my eyes. To try to cancel out some of the darkness. And I haven't put foundation on yet. This is just to cover up the darkness. And now for foundation, I'm using the L'Oreal True Match Lumi. And this is in the shade W3 Nude Beige. I haven't been able to wear this color since last summer. So I'm using the Sigma F80 Flat Kabuki. So I look a little yellow right now, but I think it's the lighting, so bear with me. Now for concealer, I'm going to be using the NYX HD Concealer, and this is in Light. Maybe a little light for me right now, but I don't need too much since I already did concealer underneath the foundation. And to blend that in, I'm using the e.l.f. Flawless Concealer Brush. I'm just kind of tapping, dotting motions because I have concealer under the foundation, I have foundation, and then I have this concealer, so I'm not trying to swipe and take that all away. I'm just dabbing to kind of blend it in. I'm taking it down in a triangle, down the side of the nose, and out kind of to meet the outer part of the eye. Really brightening effect there. Okay, and I'm going to set the under eye concealer with a mix of two powders, not because I want to, but because I don't have the right shade for me. So this is the e.l.f. Clarifying Press Powder, and it's in the shade Ivory. Super pale. And then I have the Maybelline Dream Wonder Powder, and this one is in Buff Beige, and it is really dark. So I have to mix the two to get a color that matches my under eye. I know. But I'm just going to use the pad that comes in the Ivory one and just tap. Just set that in place quickly before it dries and creases. I'm going to prime my eyes using the e.l.f. Smudge Pot, and this one is in Pearls of Wisdom, and it's really just a white shimmery pot, like a cream shadow. So I'm using this Jessup brush that has no name. It's just a brush that I can use to smooth that on the lid, and I'm going to let that set a little bit and I'll come back to it. For cheeks today I'm going to be using this e.l.f. Contouring Blush and Bronzer in St. Lucia, and it is a bronzer and a blush duo. As you can see, I really like the blush. The bronzer is quite powerful. For that I'm going to use the Jessup Tapered Face Brush. It's just a really big powder brush. But you have to kind of go easy. I'm actually brushing a little bit off onto my hand as I do this because if I remember correctly, I haven't used this in a while. Yeah, it's pretty intense. So I'm just taking that into the contour of the cheek, into the hairline and the temples. and a little bit down the neck. For blush, I'm going to use the blush in this duo, and I'm switching to a precision contour brush, the C320 from Crayon. These two are pretty similar. This is the blush brush. It's just not tapered, and this is just a tiny bit smaller. This look is going to be a lot about the eyes, so I don't want to go too heavy on anything else. Just give a nice light dusting. Highlight, I'm going to be using the ColourPop Super Shock Cheek in Pearlized, and this is in Stole the Show. And for that, I'm actually just going to tap it on the top of my cheek here, and then I'm going to go in and blend it out. Just a tiny bit on the tip of the nose, between the brows, Cupid's bow like I always do, always down the center of the face. Okay, so I'm going to use this Jessup tapered highlighter brush. It is clean. It has no product on it. I'm just kind of tapping out that product, the highlighter I just laid down, to blend it out. I'm going to go ahead and fill in my brows. Today I'm using the Milani Brow Fix Kit in medium. Use the darkest color on the outer 2/3 of the eye and the lighter color here on the inner third of the eye. And so I finished this eye. I look a little nuts. But that's okay. I'm going to go ahead and zoom you in and we'll do the other eye together. But for lips today I'm using the Mega Slicks Balm Stain by Wet n Wild. And this is a moisturizing lip color in Rico Mauve. And it's just a little crayon and a nice neutral pinky mauve color. These lashes are borderline ridiculous, but I chose today, it's Saturday, I don't have to go anywhere, to do something a little crazy because I like to give variety on my channel. You can tell I'm like talking with my hands. I like to give variety on my channel, but it's also like scary because, you know, I do work in a corporate office like you know, half the time, so I don't like to wear, you know, crazy lashes and things, but the days that I don't have to go anywhere, it's kind of fun to play it up. Or if I had somewhere really cool and dramatic to go, like fancy, I would totally do stuff like this. Alright, so the first thing that I did, I took the NYX Jumbo Eye Pencil in dark brown 602. So this is just a dark brown like crayon actually. And what I did was I laid that down on the lid just like that, and I didn't carry it out too far. And then I took a brush and it's like a flathead, and I just kind of blended that out. I want it to be there so I can get some darkness with the shadows, but I don't want to be able to see where it starts and stops. So now I'm going in with a fluffy brush, and I'm going to pick up some shadows for the crease. So the transition area, I'm using Makeup Geek's Barcelona Beach and Crème Brule. Barcelona Beach is right here, and Crème Brule is right here. So they're just nice neutrally colors. And one is kind of cool tone and one is kind of warm tone. But I'm just laying these down at the crease and slightly above. I'm actually carrying it out a little bit farther than normal. Then I went in with the pencil brush and a Sigma E30, and I used this white shadow here by Makeup Geek. It is Ice Queen. And I just did that as the brow bone area highlight, right underneath the eyebrow and on the inner corner of the eye. But I ended up covering this, but I want the eyes to be equal, so there's that. Alright, so then, why do I have something here? It's the shadow. That is the shadow from my lashes, in case you're wondering. Okay. Thank you, Viewfinder. Alright, so then I took this Makeup Geek eyeshadow. This is called Envy. I'm laying down Envy with an e.l.f. blending brush on top of where I put that brown pencil. And then I do something a little crazy, and I'm sweeping it out towards where the brow ends. It doesn't look too dramatic once you get it all blended, but it's a little crazy to start. Alright, so then I went in with Appletini, the lighter of the two greens, and mixed the two greens, but mostly Appletini, and kind of went on top. Basically, I want the deepest color to be on the lid, and then I want it to gradually go dark, dark green, almost black, slightly green, kind of appley green, the transition shade, and then the brow bone color. So it just starts fading upwards. So I start incorporating more and more of that lighter green color on the top levels of all of that. And we will be doing tons of blending. So, alright, we go back in with a blending brush. This one is a no-name brand. I believe it's Crayon, but it doesn't have anything written. So it has no product on it. I'm just sweeping it around and blending the shadows together. Alright, then I'm going back in with an Appletini towards the crease, but not above it. Alright, and then I went in with the transition shades again on top of it. Now that I am truly a hot mess, I'm going to blend again. I used the e.l.f. contour brush, and I used Appletini and Envy together to smoke out that lower lash line in green. And I actually took it all the way in. Then I went in with a little bit more of the apple green Appletini and carried it down a little bit further. And then I took a blending brush and blended that out. And I also used an e.l.f. waterproof shadow liner. This is just a black liner to line the waterline and the tight line. Then I took a Crown dark green liner. And I'm actually lining the upper lash line in a very thick way, almost like an eyeshadow. Kind of taking it up higher than usual. Then I'm going to apply some liquid liner. This is the NYX Collection Noir Liquid Black Liner. And I'm just going to apply a line. It almost doesn't matter because the lashes have a thick band, but I'm doing this to hide the lash band a little better. Took black eyeshadow. I know, I'm a little crazy. On the contour brush that I used on the lower lash line, and I took Corrupt by Makeup Beat, which is just a black, 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 and Envy, and just kind of took the outer area right here and defined that in black. And then blend it again. And this time I'm blending using the transition shade, the crease color, the nudie brown color. Now I'm going to curl my lashes and apply some mascara. The lashes I'm using today are the Red Cherry Eyelashes number 102. They are big. I'm actually going to show you these up against another pair of lashes so you understand how big they are. These are the Ardell Naturals, and those are the Red Cherry ones. Do you see the size difference? Yeah. Okay, so these are really big. For mascara, I'm using the Maybelline Mega Plush Volume Express Mascara on the top and bottom lashes. I'm using the Duo Brush On Adhesive with Vitamins Lash Glue with those Red Cherry 102s. And I'm just applying a thin strip of glue to the lash band and letting it dry for about 30 to 60 seconds. I said in the last video I shot, which was yesterday, the golden bronze look, that I got this glue off of Sephora and it was $9. And it's latex free, in case you were wondering. It didn't irritate my eyes. I've only used it once, but obviously you won't blow in the lashes if you're doing someone else's makeup, but just don't. But if it's your own eyes, who cares? I'm waiting for the lash glue to turn from white to like kind of turning clear so that I can put them on. this is the finished look. I'm going to set my face with the NYX Dewy Finish Setting Spray to get a nice dewy look. Obviously I used my Lumi primer and my luminescent foundation, so add the Dewy Finish Setting Spray and I should be good to go. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoy when I step out of the box and do something outside of my comfort zone. I really winged it out. I went a little crazy with the forest green, but thank you for the requests, and keep them coming because I love to create new looks for you guys. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.